we're still with the legendary.
That means I'm old. Don't say that.
It's euphemism for old. The legendary Mr. 100% Norman Black. Earlier we talked about your exploits as a super high scorer when you were a PBA import. But I'm sure there were guys who tried their mighty best to prevent you from scoring 70 and just limit you to like 65 points. So who are these guys who somehow, in some way, made it hard for you to score?
Oh, that's easy. Chito Loyzaga would be number one.
Why? Why Chito?
Chito wasn't the tallest player.
Yeah.
He was only about 6'3" and a half.
He was
maybe.
not tall. Yeah.
But he
was not fast.
But he was big. Wide. I'll just say wide. And he was pretty quick for his size. And he was strong. And he knew how to maneuver in position. And for some reason, he probably gave me the toughest time, even though that game where I scored 76 points was actually against him. But still, over the years, I think he probably gave me a tough time. Abe King was a really good defender. He would be there on the list. Philip Cesar would be another guy. And then if you go down the list, Ricky Relosa, Yoyo Limen, they were some of the best defenders, import defenders back in those days.
Well, you mentioned all these legends. These are legends. These are pillars.
Those are the guys who guarded me. Yes.
Yeah, these are like pillars of Philippine basketball. Did they try to hurt you?
No, Chito never tried to hurt me, but we did have a game of tag going on for quite a while, for a lot of years.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
To see if we could get the last hit in.
The last hit in?
The last hit, yeah. Whoever got the last hit in at the end of the game, that other guy would get the first hit in the next game when we would see each other again.
Okay,
we used to call it a game of tag.
Okay, so can you describe to our viewers exactly how this game of tag, how it happens? Where would he hit you? How would you hit him back?
Well, that was a good thing about Chito. He was never dirty.
Okay.
But normally it's in the back, in the chest, it's in the arms. It's just, I'm going to get a good hit.
Is it like a karate chop? What is it? Just a subtle jab, or what is it?
It was never subtle.
Oh, it was never subtle.
You just didn't want to commit a foul. You just didn't want to get a technical, but you always wanted to, normally what happened on a rebound play when everybody's focused on the ball and nobody's thinking about what's going on downstairs.
No, because, I would be extremely curious as to how these are the tough guys. These are tough guys. Abe King, Philip Cesar, Ricky Relosa. I mean, these are ultra tough guys.
Well, I had run-in with guys who'd never guarded me. Sonny Jaworski, number one. I used to always have run-ins with him, but he never actually personally guarded me on the team. But physically, a lot of confrontations with him over the years. Yeah. He was a very physical player.
Did you ever lose your cool?
Only once. I thought I really lost control, and that was with Victor Sanchez.
Oh, Rambo.
I had a situation where Padim Israel was another guy. I should have mentioned his name. I'm sorry I missed out on that. He was a good defender, too. He used to always guard me, and I had him on the baseline one time. He was really guarding me well.
Who's this, Vic Sanchez?
No, this is Padim Israel. Okay. And I pump faked him, and as he came down, I went up and took the shot, and busted his lip, and everybody was up in arms that I busted his lip, and he had to go out of the game, and in comes Victor Sanchez. And the very next play, we're on the foul line, and he's standing next to me, and the ball is shot from the foul line, and he just elbows me right in the side of my face, and I thought my face was broken. So I start chasing him down the court. I'm trying to get to him and hit him. The referees are trying to get in between us, and it just got out of control for a while.
That was the only time that you lost it?
That I really lost it and went after another player, yes. But I had confrontations over the years, a lot of them. Yes. Even guys like Martin Fernandez and I, Arnie Twadless, we had our share run-ins, yes.
Yeah, because you were like you're a fixture. I mean, everyone knew who Norman Black was, and everyone's job was to stop you from dominating. And
not just me. There were other imports out there that were really great, too, that everybody needed to stop, like Billy Ray Bates and some other guys. But that was part of it.
How proud are you that for a lot of basketball fans, when you talk about the all-time top imports in the Philippines, you will always be in the conversation?
Well, I always tell everybody, and I'll say it out loud, I was not the best import ever to play here in the Philippines. I'll be the first to admit that. I certainly wasn't the most talented. I worked hard. That's what I did. Maybe I was the most productive as far as being able to score and rebound the basketball. But there were other guys who were more talented than me. I got the best of my talent, I guess you can probably say.
Okay, so who are these guys? Who are these guys?
Oh, number one on the list would be Billy Ray Bates. A lot of people don't know Billy Ray. They never saw him play, but he was actually the black Superman.
Oh, yeah,
that was legitimately.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree.
And he was very similar to me in the sense that I knew Billy in the States. He was a really good player in the States before he came here. He was a high-scoring player in the States. We were both in the top 3 in scoring in the CBA before we came to the Philippines. And, I just don't know too many people that put a cape on in warm-ups and, a Superman cape and be able to back it up.
Yeah.
I would never do that because I'd be afraid I wouldn't be able to back it up. But Billy could actually back it up. But there were other guys over the years. The best scorer I probably saw here in the Philippines was probably Carlos Briggs. I don't know whether anybody remembers Carlos Briggs. He was a redhead
for
only about
Añejo.
6'1", but boy, could he score the basketball. I think he averaged 60 points a game one year.
Yeah, I think he took like 53-point shots a game. So
my toughest matchup was probably Michael Hackett.
The mighty bucket.
All-time leading rebounder in one game and here in the Philippines, and a guy who also probably averaged close to 50 points a game. And he was my size, about 6'5", but he weighed about 260 pounds, and he carried it well. He was a difficult matchup for me. So there are a lot of great imports. David Thurkill, Michael Young, Donnie Ray Kuntz. There are a lot of great guys that came through when I came through.
Part of the reason why you faced off with so many of these talented imports, legends, really. Some of them are former NBA guys, some of them were CBA legends, was because you played so long. You played so many games.
10 years, yes.
So many conferences, so many seasons. Did it ever reach a point that you felt as an import, maybe I'm getting too old for this? You've got these new young guys coming in or, jumping out of the gym, and did you ever feel like...
It's just the opposite. I actually thought I retired too early.
Really?
I was only 33 years old when I retired. That's pretty young to be retiring in the big picture, It was just that I was coaching.
Because you were playing
for
coach.
quite a few years already, and I knew that, my last year I probably averaged about 32 and 20. 32-19, 32 points, 19, 20 rebounds a game, which is not bad, but it's nothing in comparison to my first year.
Right.
So obviously the expectations are high for you. And even if you have decent numbers, it doesn't match what you did before. So everybody always says, oh, he's getting older already, he's lost his step. But I always felt that I could have taken my talent to other countries and still played. Places where they've never seen me play before.
Why didn't you?
Well, I had a job. I was a coach. So I continued to coach.
Is that a what if? Is that a what if for you?
No, never. I've had a great career here in the Philippines. I would never what if it. The only thing I think about sometimes is the fact that I never really went back and tried in the NBA again. That's the only thing I think about. But other than that, I probably had a longer career than most of the guys I grew up with.
So after retiring as an import, you went on to become an okay coach. Yeah, okay. Nice done.
I coached really good players. I had a really good team at San Miguel.
I'm going to ask you how easy or how impossible it was to coach those legendary names when the score returns.
Well, the one thing I can tell you about professional players is that once they get to the pros, their attitudes change a little bit. They become a little bit more confident in themselves.
I like how you use the word confident.
They listen a little bit less. They don't want to hear you as much as, say, when they were in college.